Hey everybody, it's me, Ashley Brooke. For those of you guys who don't know me, I'm autistic. I was nonverbal till I was 7, and I stopped talking again from ages 10 to 11. I grew up in a very discriminatory, abusive household. I ran away when I was 12. And I've been through a lot. But I want to tell you guys, I want to share with you guys just for some awareness for my nonverbal autistic, community out there, and for the loved ones who have nonverbal family members. I was nonverbal in my childhood, and my son's nonverbal today. He's 10, he'll be 11 in February, and my daughter is speech delayed, more like repetitive speech. So I consider us blessed, and I want to share with you guys why I say this. So I consider myself blessed, though I've endured unfortunate circumstances, and why I consider myself blessed that I grew up nonverbal, not able to speak. It seemed almost like a language barrier, though I understood English. The way that the world spoke and the way that they behaved, I felt very disconnected. I paid attention more because the way people treated me, it was almost like I felt like a detective all the time. I paid attention to the clues, the signs, fact, and I thought about everything very thoroughly because I was very unsure of myself and meeting expectations and second guessing, that's an understatement for what the way I felt, the way it felt growing up. So whenever there would be something that made me feel that I related with, or that it was associated to a scenario or a situation I was in, I would really analyze that topic or word or scenario thoroughly, because I so badly wanted to connect with the world. But nobody really connected with me or made an effort to try to come into my world. But that, by people not speaking with me and kind of, not engaging me, it made me really it made me really pay attention to, it made me pay attention intensely. I paid attention to everything so intensely. People think the nonverbal people are not paying attention. I'm sorry, but I have to correct you on that one. My experience being nonverbal, I paid attention to everything super intensely. Oh yeah. I just didn't agree with the way that the other people were, responding to the scenario. I just felt like I was from a different world, This made me want to connect with the world so badly that I tried to understand people even that I didn't agree with, and I wanted to, genuinely care and find some way. I figured if I just care enough, then eventually I'll find that connection with them. And it was very hard not speaking, so I feel that even in bad situations, it allowed me to really think in every bad situation I was in. And though I've been through a lot, and some might, I didn't have a fighting chance from the get-go. So I beg to differ, because every bad situation that I've been in, I learned from it because of me being nonverbal. It's sort of like it became like a way that I navigated, the way that I survived, the way that I didn't get into, it was a form of survival, and it sort of got me used to listening to God, I became more in tune with my body, even with foods. A lot of people force autistic people to eat certain foods, and they're like, why don't I eat that? Why don't I eat that? A lot of us have mild allergies to foods, and it actually affects our health and our body, and our immune systems, our digestive systems are not where they should be because of the microbiome issue. So we know this as young children. We're very in tune with our bodies. We're not stupid. So much that we feel it in our bodies. You know, if you really connected with paying attention to everything, to understand how your body's feeling and react and respond to it at such a young age like that. Because I always knew when I felt sick, when I'd eat certain things and I wouldn't want to eat them, they made me feel different, you know. So yeah, I wanted just to share that, I began to also pay attention to, like, it was more like felt like I wasn't, it kind of gave me like a form of like positive stimulation, coincidences, like a coincidence, or epiphanies, or like I just felt like a little more connected to the world. Like I felt like maybe I understand people a little bit, or I wasn't totally alone. For some reason, those things made me feel like that. Yeah, and now my life has been, in my life there's been a lot of challenges, There has been a lot of challenges, but I believe that it made me, like, there's been a lot of challenges, but through every challenge I've learned. So it may take me longer to get there, but I believe by the time that I get there, I'm going to be rock solid. And also, like, when you pay attention, to consequences and coincidence, and facts and stuff like that, without the confusion of language, the world, and see, when people talk, a lot of times in the world, you're getting the media, you're getting, people, dealing with temptations, you're dealing with, it's almost like a realm of good and evil, and words kind of can confuse people and distract people. And I think that I was very blessed to have that very, long portion of my childhood being nonverbal, because it didn't allow that to affect me. It allowed me to have that time to focus and to learn. It was almost like training. I was able to learn how to pay attention to God and how to pay attention to my body. And I don't think I would be this connected with my body and this close to God if I wasn't nonverbal, honestly. And by me paying attention to, coincidence, like, that made me feel like it was kind of like a beginning practice to almost like flex my faith, like when this coincidence would happen and I'd be like, wow, like, I didn't even have a way to survive, or I didn't have a way to eat that day, or I didn't have a roof over my head, and all the doors that just started opening up in my life, those were coincidence. Somebody might be, well, that was a coincidence. How is it that just that right type of person came into your life, and you got the skill and the, the practice that you needed in a safe environment, though I was in such a corrupt environment. Well, I believe that also, like, that made me realize that those were miracles. A bunch of little miracles, not even little, big miracles, actually. Miracles. All through the corruption and all through the, through my trials and my, my journey, of trying to find a happier, safe place to practice, my socializing. There was just little miracles all sprinkled everywhere. It feels like, and it gave me, like, really strong faith that even though I'm going through stuff right now, like some injustice, some, discrimination, poverty, I still feel blessed, and I'm starting to, that I'm getting more connected with God again. I'm feeling very, like, I feel very, like, the stress and that weight, is kind of like, it's kind of starting to shake off right now, and I feel I just wanted to pop on real fast and share, because something just came about me, and I was sitting there thinking, and I was reading my Bible and listening to different sermons, and it just, like, something just, like, hit me, So, like, I know that it takes me a while to learn things sometimes, but I know that I will be rock solid. So I just want anyone that has nonverbal family members hear this message, and I hope that you guys are moved and you understand how it can be a big blessing. I believe that God really works through us. We may not through us, even if we're nonverbal. Oh yeah, He'll talk through us. So I'm just gonna leave you guys with that. Everyone have a good night. God bless.